Hi, everybody. So I have not been on in a few days, and I thought that I had better get on here and kind of update you guys. Um, Not this past Saturday, but the week before. So the Saturday before this past Saturday. I don't know exactly what to say it was because I'm not sure what it was, but um, that Friday, I was extraordinarily worn out. I mean, exhausted doesn't even begin to describe it. And when I got home from work, um, about 6 o'clock that night, so a little after I got home from work, a couple hours later, I I just went to bed. 6 o'clock, I went to bed, went to sleep, and I slept until about 5 o'clock the next morning. I woke up around 5 and just had a really uncomfortable, uneasy feeling in my chest. And I got up and um, kind of moved around a little bit, and it became just a really terrible pain. It was like I was being squeezed and I could not breathe. And it really kind of scared me. So my husband got up. Um, I didn't wake him up that morning or anything. He just got up because I guess I had gotten up. The dogs wanted to get up. And so he had gotten up to take them, let them out. And I told him, how I was feeling, and it started to ease up. And this only lasted, I mean, I'm talking maybe 10 minutes. It was not a long thing. Um, and it eased up and it went away. And I was like, I think, okay, I think it's over. I think I'm okay. And about 5 minutes later, it was back again and it was hurting worse than it hurt the first time. And it was a little bit scary. And so I did go and wake my husband up that time. And he came and he sat on the couch with me. And that episode lasted about another 10 minutes and it was gone. And then I was fine. And I thought, I don't know what that was, but I'm fine now. And so I sat up for a little while. I read my book for a little while. And then I was like, you know what? I am still so exhausted. I'm going back to bed. And it was later on. This is probably around between 9 and 10 o'clock that morning. I laid back down and I slept for another, I don't know, 2, 3 hours after that. Um, So got to feeling better though. Sunday was a much better day. Everything was fine Sunday, and I thought that was just something weird. Um, as I let you know in the last uh, post that I did, the last video I posted, I got to move up in my Wegovy from 0.25 milligrams to 1 milligram. Well, on Monday, so this happened on Saturday. On the Monday after that, I took my first 1 milligram dose. Everything went fine. Didn't have any issues with it at all. Went through the day Tuesday. Felt fine. Tuesday night, went to bed like I always do, but I had trouble, like I always have, going to sleep. So it was midnight the last time I remembered looking at the clock. And I finally dozed off sometime after that. And a little bit before 2 o'clock, I woke up and I just felt this heaviness on my chest. And so I sat up and I didn't help. And I felt like I needed to sit straighter and like I couldn't fully expand my lungs or something. It felt like again, kind of like being squeezed. And so I put my hand, or I spun around and put my feet down on the floor, and it just kept increasing. So I thought, maybe this is indigestion. So I went to the restroom and got down the um, Pepto. I was going to take a dose of Pepto. And before I could do that, it once again turned into this extreme, extraordinary pain. And so um, I I came back into the bedroom and woke my husband up. And I said, it's the same thing as Saturday morning, honey. And I told him how bad it hurt. But again, it started to ease up. I said, okay, maybe I'm okay. and then it started in again. And so it was very similar to what happened to me on Saturday was happening again in the wee hours of Wednesday morning, really, because at this point it's a little after 2. And it felt like someone had, and I'm a big busted woman, so it felt like somebody had come around, got me up under here, and was squeezing in on the center of my chest as hard as they could. And I couldn't breathe. So it was very scary. And I said, you know what? This is like the fourth little episode or the second, depending on how you want to count them. I said, maybe I should go to the ER. So we went to the emergency room. They checked everything and said that I was not having a heart attack or anything. So that was good. The emergency room doctor there wanted to blame it on the Wegovy and thought that it was gastrointestinal. And he could be right. I don't know. I have a hard time thinking that it was the Wegovy though, because the first one happened before I ever increased my dosage. And so it would seem to me like that would negate the Wegovy. But I'm not a medical expert by any stretch. And so I may not have a clue what I'm talking about. At any rate, he did tell me that I could take, they gave me Zantac and they gave me something else. And my blood pressure, the only thing that they were concerned over for sure was my blood pressure was really high, which they said I have high blood pressure anyway, and all the pain that could have been what precipitated the big rise in my blood pressure. He said that it could have been like a really severe reflux. And then I talked to ChatGPT about it, and it said, or he or she said, that it could also have been esophageal spasms. So I have no idea. I can only tell you that since I went to the emergency room, I have been taking a 20 milligram Zantac every morning and every night. And I have noticed some side effects from the 1 milligram this time. Definitely some acid reflux, but the normal kind, not like what I was having on that Saturday night or that Tuesday night. And some diarrhea. And a little bit of nausea. And apparently those are some of the most common. The nausea and the diarrhea are like some of the most common side effects, but it hasn't been anything that is so bad that it would cause me to say I can't tolerate this drug and abandon it or anything. It's just been more a nuisance than anything else. So that's kind of where I am with the Wegovy. I do have an appointment to see a cardiologist this afternoon, which is why I am making a video in the middle of the day. I normally would be at school teaching right now, but I took a half day so that I would have time to go see my cardiologist. And I have a few minutes right now and thought, well, I'm going to do a video before I have to go see my cardiologist. I'm sure that it is going to, I just have a feeling like it's going to be fine. And this is going to turn out to be gastrointestinal issues, and that the pain from it is just something that has radiated up into the chest. But I'll find out when I find out, and I will update you when I know something. So anyway, that's what's going on. I will say that I can definitely also tell that my appetite is a little bit more suppressed now that I'm on the 1 milligram. Especially this past Saturday, I just didn't want to eat. Nothing looked good. Nothing sounded good. And so I have seen a little bit more positive results on the scale. Not a ton. Like I haven't, I'm not even at a 10-pound loss yet, but every little bit is a little bit, every little bit that gets gone is a little bit in the right direction as far as I'm concerned. So I count it all as a positive. So that just brings you up to date on what's been going on with me. And again, I probably should have done this at the beginning of the video, but my name is Jennifer, and this channel is called Jennifer Turning the Page. And it's all about trying to, move on in life, preparing for changes that are on their way, um, dealing with changes that are happening right now. And I hope that anything that I have to say, um, if you find it entertaining or if you find it at all inspirational or helpful, I would love for you to. There is a gnat. There is a gnat that is about to drive me crazy. I'm sorry, you all. You probably think, oh my gosh, she's got ADD. Maybe I do a little bit. Um, um, but seriously, if any of this you find it inspirational or educational or even just entertaining, and you could hit that like and subscribe button, I would really appreciate it. And so I want to leave you with a quote. I thought this would be something new that I would add to the end of each video. And today's quote is from Martin Luther King Jr. And the quote says, "You don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step." And I love that. Because sometimes if we could see the whole staircase, we'd probably never even start the climb. But it's about that first step. Anytime you want to make a change, anytime you want to um, conquer something in life or meet a challenge, that first step, that's the most important one. Take that first step and then don't give up and don't stop. And regardless of how short or how long the journey is or the staircase is in this instance, um, you will eventually reach the top. The thing that I've noticed though in life is it doesn't matter how many times you reach the top of that particular staircase or the end of that particular journey. You just come to a landing and there's another staircase in that, if you want to go with a staircase analogy, or if you want to go with the path analogy, you just come to a new fork in the road. And so when I was looking for these quotes, I saw another one that was attributed to Buddha, and it was about how um, happiness is not a destination, but happiness is the journey. And so, as you're taking that first step, I hope that you are happy in doing so, and that you realize that it's just a journey, um, and a challenge that will take you to a new journey and a new challenge. And I hope that you can find happiness in your journey, happiness in the challenge. And if anything that I've said here again is inspired you in any way at all, um, I hope that you will like, subscribe, share this with a friend. Maybe there's somebody in your life who's also going through the struggle of trying to improve their health or trying to lose weight, or going through menopause, perimenopause, and all the changes that come with that, and the problems with sleeping and the hot flashes and all of that. And if you feel like this might be inspirational for them, please share it. And thank you so much for watching and listening. And I hope that you will come back for the next time we turn the page.